Hi, my name's Kelsey Lathrop. I'm marketing lead at Printcom. I'm joined today by Stephen Naughton, who's a campaign architect at Printcom. Steve, thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're going to talk a little bit today about direct mail, using direct mail for customer acquisition. And Steve, right now, given everything that's going on in the world, most companies, understandably, are cutting back on their marketing or trying to find a new way to reach people. A lot of people are home now and they're looking for new avenues to do that. Why do you feel that direct mail is a good option for companies who kind of want to cut through some of the content and the messaging and the clutter that's out there because it's being produced at such a rapid rate?
Sure. So for the customers that we represent, one thing we're seeing in results right now is everyone's home, right? That's you don't need a marketer to tell you that. You just turn on the news for 5 minutes and you'll figure that out. So for the marketers that are still actively pursuing sales and business, it's a very unique opportunity right now. Everyone is home, and so there's a better chance, a greater chance of folks visiting the mailbox and checking the marketing and seeing what they got that day. So great solution there. But then you kind of touched on the budget piece, which is also kind of a multiplier here. Marketing budgets for a lot of organizations, some of them may be your competitors, a lot of them probably aren't, but regardless, there's a lot less marketing in general going on right now. We see that with many associations that we get our data from. Marketing is restricted, and so as a result of that, you have far less competition for eyeballs right now. So for the folks, like I said, that are still out there, pounding the pavement trying to make business happen, you don't have as much competition right now for attention as you did 5-6 weeks ago. So something to consider.
Now, what types of messaging would you put on direct mail pieces right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question, but it's one that's really complex, right? It depends a lot on your business. A lot of the organizations that we represent are business to consumer, either retail organizations or franchise organizations. And so, I'll kind of speak to that vertical specifically if I could, but there's going to be a lot of folks that this answer doesn't make any sense for, and that's okay. Really the question I think that needs to be answered of any organization is what service do you provide to folks right now that can help solve a problem, right? So we take, retail as an example, which is typically a very transactional business. And we really want to start touting the solutions and the services that we offer around that transaction to make that buying process easier. So if you're a really strong e-commerce organization and you've pushed all in on that for the next few months, that's great. But what solutions do you have other than just keeping your website turned on for the next few months? Are you offering free shipping? Are you offering curbside pickup? Are you offering local delivery? Are there any other services or solutions that you can provide to your customer to set you apart? And that's gonna be really what drives the messaging for me, at least. Those are the questions I'd ask.
Okay, great. And you kind of touched on this a little bit, but can this work for both e-commerce only and physical locations, or a combination of the two?
So absolutely both. We support several organizations right now that are having extremely strong, sales months and quarters through this, and several others, just being candid, that aren't having strong sales, months and quarters. But the ones that are having, the great increases are the ones that are set up for things like local delivery, local pickup, curbside pickup. Those are the things that matter to folks right now, right? So, we've seen some pieces roll through our shop, direct mail pieces, that tout, this contactless transaction, right? Where folks will, drive up to a physical location, pick up their order without ever coming into contact with another human being. And that's important to people right now. It's not something that necessarily costs you anything, but it's important to people. It's on their radar. Another thing we've seen is free local delivery, right? Folks don't want to get out of the house right now. So if you're in a brick and mortar location and you need to drive some traffic, consider, either renting a van yourself, or if you have one already, offer that local delivery option as part of your product mix. And I believe you'll see higher sales as a result. Folks don't want to leave the house. This virus scares folks, and rightfully so. So anything you can do to make that buying process easier for them is going to become more and more important as this war with the virus wages on.
Okay, and do you have customers that are currently using this method and this type of messaging?
Absolutely. So, like I said, we have several organizations, just being candid, that have reduced their marketing spend, but the few that have increased it and seen substantial gains as a result are retailers. Both that I'm going to bring up here are brick and mortar with an e-commerce element as well. One's in kind of the pet space, the other one's more of a specialty retailer, and the first is using site to store. You get online, you place your order, you pick it up on the curb, and they are having exponential growth right now, which is wonderful for them. Kind of the second example is a more specialty retail situation, not necessarily like many other organizations, but like them in the fact that they do have brick and mortar locations, they do have e-commerce as an element as well. And they're seeing local delivery. And I hate to harp on it again, but that local delivery piece has been a huge differentiator for them. So they've gone through the process of developing some branded materials that accompany orders to try to invite people back to order again. And they're just really harping on, this local delivery. We can take care of all of the logistics for you. You don't need to leave your home. You don't need to be concerned about any of this. We'll take care of it and drop it on the porch for you. So anyway, those are the couple examples. Happy to share more if anybody has questions offline, but those are the couple that come to mind right away.
Awesome. And when should people implement this strategy? If it's something that makes sense for them, when do you suggest that they implement it?
Yeah, so another great question, another question that kind of depends on your business, right? So I kind of want to answer that one a couple different ways if I can. If you're open now, you want the traffic now. More than likely, if you're open now, most organizations have seen an economic decrease during this, right? So I would start right away. If you're a business that's open now and looking to drive sales, let's try to get that traffic number up, right? Traffic on your site, traffic, at the curb to pick it up, traffic, local deliveries. Let's try to drive some sales for you now. If you're not one of those organizations that's, open now for, curbside pickup or local delivery or what have you, now is a really good time to develop the strategy. So as soon as this is lifted and as soon as we get through this, which we will, you kind of can just press the go button. This pandemic has been an eye-opening experience, certainly for me, and I'm sure you as well. But it's been terrible, right? And, would never wish this on my worst enemy, but it does afford us with an opportunity right now. Us and you have way more time to work on this type of stuff than we ever did. And so, using that time effectively and really dialing in what that, marketing message and tactic looks like is something that folks really should commit some time to if they can over the next, weeks or months, however this thing drags on for.
Absolutely. I agree with that too. We're seeing that now. So if someone needs help with this, if they have questions, or if you want to get more in depth, how should they reach you?
Yeah, so my email is always turned on, as they say, right? snaughton@printcom.com works. We'd love to see you, visit our site, bounce around some of our case studies and other content that we have on our site, which is just printcom.com. That's printcom.com. Or just give us a call, 810-239-5763. Happy to chat, even if it's just as a sounding board. Totally get that marketing budgets are restricted right now, but we're here to help. We want to help folks develop good content. So when this lifts, we're all in a better spot as a result.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for the chat today, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.